Okay, greetings, patriots, Starseas light workers, and of course our very brave military. Welcome to 1776 United, and we're in a worldwide and galactic revolution. Now, I've been going through videos, and I didn't write a lot of it down. I was trying to just copy and paste on this stuff, and it didn't work. But, anyways, I'm going to go through the best I can with this. But I want to get the message out, and it's basically confirming everything I've been talking about. Canada is on its deathbed, and they in 2023, the Canadian people, taxpayers, had paid $500 billion in taxes. Where did that money go? I'll tell you where it went. It didn't go anything to do with helping the Canadian people. Okay, there's still crime and homelessness absolutely everywhere. We're an epidemic population of homeless. Another thing, there's huge companies that are picking up stakes, and this is not just normal big corporate operations. These are symbols of Canada, such as Crown Royal, picking up their stakes and emptying their manufacturers and their warehouses and stuff like that, and taking it down to the States. This Crown Royal was a rye whiskey symbolism of Canada, and now it's gone into the States. I mean, this just kind of shows you that everything is collapsing here. And I want to just let everybody know that this is exactly what's happening, okay? So we're not, banks are crashing. There's stuff that's going on right now. I'm going to just say quickly on this one here, just 1 second. Okay.
Plan had been offered, and the deadline to accept that plan was just a few weeks away. Foreclosure was imminent. So instead of waiting on the bank to act, we did what most people won't do. We went on the offensive. We filed a lis pendens in the county. We filed a federal lawsuit. We named the bank, the president of the bank, and the secretary of the bank. And the first response we got was it going to take to stop this lawsuit? Now, what follows is a generic version of that lawsuit. And I'm not going to share any particulars about the case because our intentions are for the NDA to be executed. But I am going to share a generic version of the complaint that we filed. It follows this.
Basically, what he's saying is that if you're going into a default or having problems with your mortgage or mortgage payments, go on the offensive and do exactly as what I did say, is get them into court and put them in court, and that way it'll stop any type of action that they will that they think that they can do to you, and it'll take more than a year to get into court. Okay, so we're in the stages of right now of looking at a complete banking meltdown of every bank, every central bank on the planet. Okay, here's another one here that's quite interesting. Okay, and like it says, I'm hoping. Yes, here we go. So this is a really good one. Now,
are literally running out of money. And it doesn't matter that the Fed just lowered interest rates because banks literally don't have money to lend. See, they're tightening their books, cutting credit, and that's why you're seeing all these layoffs everywhere. It's not because of AI. It's because companies can't get loans anymore. And that's what happens right before a depression. We're not heading for a recession. We're heading for a full-blown depression. Mark my words. And here's the kicker. Banks have less cash because people are quite honestly broke. Deposits have been falling for years. Families drain their savings just to buy groceries. Corporations pulled their cash out to buy back their own stock or move it into higher yield funds. So even if interest rates drop, which they have, there's literally nothing left to lend. And Donald Trump, he's only made it worse. He caused inflation with tariffs. He's collapsed collapsing healthcare, so millions are choosing between food, rent, and medicine. And he's driven out millions of immigrants who, I mean, whether you like it or not, were customers. They bought food, clothes, cars, and kept money moving. And now that velocity is just gone. Meanwhile, the stock market looks great, but it's all fake. Big companies have been buying back their own stock, shrinking supply so that it makes their prices higher. AI companies are built on hype and not results, and investors are just parking money there because there's nowhere else to go. In 2008, though, we had tools to stop this kind of crash. We could cut rates, print money, and rebuild. But now, those tools are gone. Rates are already low, the debt is massive, and banks have less cash than they did before COVID. That's stagflation. Prices rising, jobs vanishing, money drying up. And when stagflation hits a broke middle class, it doesn't end in a soft landing. It ends in a depression. So don't let them tell you that this is normal, because it's not. It's deliberate. They're crashing the system so they can rebuild it in their image. And this time, sadly to say, there is no parachute for us. Terrible breaking news.
Okay, so here we go. This is this is an economic World War III happening right now, okay? And that's why I've been saying to everybody, get your money out of the bank while you can, okay? Otherwise, you're going to be going through this dark period, not having access to any money of yours. Now, you know, Trump is deliberately crashing everything inside the United States because it's being controlled by the cabal. It's being controlled by the central banks and offshore unelected Jesuit banksters. They have to die. They have to die off. And in order to do that, he has to bring it all down. And that's been very, very clear. And, you know, now we have, you know, banking people, executive banking, you know, whistleblowers that are coming out and actually saying what I've been saying. And I saw this coming some years ago, and I'm not trying to put any feathers in my hat. I'm just saying, you know, people that had listened to me back then would be a lot better off today in this type of scenario situation. Okay, it's not just that. You know, countries are all around the world are making deals with the Trump administration because they know where their country is heading. They know exactly. And they're asking them what is it that we should do to save our country. Well, the first thing you got to do is get rid of all the central banks, and that's what Trump is doing. He has total control. He's orchestrated this thing like an expert that he is. Okay, and yes, there will be people that get affected with this collateral damage, but you know, we're here now to warn this is what you need to do. And, you know, get your money if you have any money, or if you're going from paycheck to paycheck and you have a residual online bank account from the government that gets deposited automatically, that's fine. Go and get a loan on that pension that you got coming in, and that way you get money put in your pocket right away, and then you can hang on to that money right away, like you can do whatever I'm saying, try it out and see what happens, so you can get the money in your hand right away. Because I believe that we're maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks at the very most ready from this banking crash. Now, the silver lining to all this is it's not going to last for that long, okay? They're going to shut down everything, shut down the banks, and everything will go, will be switched over. This is not a time to fear. This is a time to, reflect on what the old world was and get excited about what's happening in the new world. This is the minute that it gets the lights go out and it gets the days of darkness come, which is not the power, but it will be the internet and everything else, and they'll have to close down everything. Of course, there's going to be panic in the streets. People are going to be panic shopping and panic banking and all this crazy shit that's going to go on. And what we have to do is just stay calm and have, be there and have all your foods ready and everything else before all this happens, right? So it's extremely important that everybody out there prepare themselves for what is about to happen. When we come out of this, everybody on the planet will have a really good idea exactly how this whole thing has come about. Now, there is so much working and so much, takedown in behind the scenes, and I can see that we're getting much closer to the D-Day of when the EBS is going to happen, and it's really drumming up now. I mean, they've built 2 new huge wings off Guantanamo, ready to receive all kinds of bad players. Also, there's many locations underground that they have turned those military bases that was controlled by the cabal at one time, are now have been turned into other facilities to hold the cabal. Okay, so they've basically designed their underground bunkers to be redesigned and remodeled to accommodate their new prisons. So, and this is all being taken or happening at this time, right? Okay, so there will be no banking when this happens. That means there will be no more grocery shopping. There'll be no more buying of any gas. That everything's going to shut down because the banks are shut down. And that's why I'm saying that, having silver or precious metal on the side that you can, if you need to get something, if something, there might be stores that will stay open, that will be stay open and deal with cash only. Okay? Because they have to survive. And I suspect that, they'll deal with cash or silver or any type of metals, because that's why they were trying to change over and use the metals as a currency. And I believe that those stores will accept metals, silver, gold, whatever, as an exchange. They're going to be okay. And it depends on whether or not the store wants to, if the store wants to stay open, or if they're completely brainwashed and indoctrinated in the ATM cards and the bank cards or the credit cards. If they don't want to adjust, then that's their problem. But we're going to go through this. There's no doubt about it. There's just so much out there that we need to watch out for. There will be panic in the streets. There will be panic in whatever is happening, but they will be telling everybody to shut it down, because not even the airports are going to be running. Everything's going to shut down, and this is going to be, in certain areas, I think it's going to be could be rotating. Now, there are countries right now that are shut down. Italy, for one. There's a couple of other countries that are, we're starting to see that has major economic calamity that's happening in their countries. And like I said, the countries that are most of the countries are capitulating now, and not, the cabal is basically, they're not there to rule anymore. They're there to basically grab anything that they can get their hands on and flee. And that's what they're doing right now. The cabal is right on it. General Flynn is basically, he's behind the scenes in a military, role, and taken down some deep layers of cabal operations. John F. Kennedy, or Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is taking down, of course, the pharmacare, and knocking out all the their production lines in trying to cure this type of poison and get it injected into flu shots and whatever the case may be. Now, Fauci and Gates, of course, they're saying that they've been executed, or that tried and executed. They were already tried and executed a long time ago. Gates, Fauci, all those main players, anybody up there of the deep state that was there in the, from 2016 to on till now has all been taken out. Okay, so what we're dealing with now is the remnants of their little armies of indoctrinated psychopaths, right? And that's what's happening on the streets right now. They have no leadership and they have no direction and they can't think for themselves. And this is why Trump is going after, places like Venezuela and Mexico, because they wipe out the cartels, soon to be Canada as well. They're going to come up here and start taking out the cartels and the cook shacks and whatever they're doing. Now, the CCP, before I leave here, was involved in the Mancami, I call him. Mayor Mancami is inside the was working with the CCP to put himself in fraudulently in as mayor of New York, and Canada is up to their ass in it, trying to help that situation. So we have a lot of libtards up in Canada that need to go to jail, and they will be going to jail. Anyways, my time is up. We'll see you on the next one.